All right, let's dive right into an explainer that completely flips the script on your standard fantasy world. Today, we're not looking at a universe where people just wave wands and things magically happen. No way. We're exploring a world where magic is governed by intense, totally unforgiving physical and biological laws. And what's really wild, we're going to see how one guy survives at the absolute top of this deadly food chain by essentially doing absolutely nothing.
We've got a lot to cover really quickly today. The Zero Mana Hero, the Mana Furnace, the physics of spellcasting, biology of combat, the monster threat scale, and finally, breaking the system.
Section 1. The Zero Mana Hero.
So picture this. In a world completely governed by strict, mathematical, magical laws, a man with literally zero mana is absolutely terrifying to everyone around him. Kian Aster holds a level 8 gold badge as the clan master of the Hidden Origin, and he goes by the super intimidating alias, Thousand Strings. But here's the world-altering secret. His mana core is completely empty. He can't even swing a sword properly. Yet, the entire world bows down to him. To get why this is so hilarious, we really have to understand the ground rules of this universe first.
Which brings us to Section 2, the Mana Furnace.
Think of your mana core literally like a roaring coal fire locked deep inside a heavy iron furnace right in your chest. Aura, that glowing energy fighters use to coat their weapons and bodies, is the act of physically cranking open those heavy iron furnace doors to let the blazing heat and light spill out. It's a strictly mechanical, physical, internal process. You can't just wish it into existence.
And that mechanical process brings us to a massively important number, 2 to 5 seconds. This is the aura delay. It's the literal biological time it takes your body to crank open that internal iron door. If you're a fighter and a beast is charging you, you cannot instantly pop up a magic shield. You have to wait for that biological pressure to release. Adventurers have to ignite their blades long before they even take a swing, because in a life-or-death battle, a 2-second delay is just an absolute eternity.
Section 3. The physics of spellcasting.
Now, a mage in this world isn't just chucking fire. They're basically human calculators pulling off 3 complex spells simultaneously just to launch one attack. First, they materialize the elemental damage. Second, they have to attach an aura tail to the back for physical propulsion, literally like a rocket booster. And third, they cast an invisible aura thread to steer the thing. Oh, and because of the violent physical recoil, mages literally have to plant their boots firmly into the mud or they'll get blown straight backward.
This intense physics engine brings a really strict limit, exactly 300 meters. The aura tail only has enough fuel to push the spell that far. Shoot any further, the tail actually starts cannibalizing the fireball itself for fuel. Master mages have to get super creative to get around this. They'll arc heavy spells way up into the sky, cut the engine at the apex, and just let raw gravity accelerate the attack into a meteor. It's literal tactical physics.
Section 4. Biology of combat.
There's also a massive physiological divide between the classes. Swordsmen and thieves push their mana outward. They naturally have fast twitch muscle fibers that let them leap 10 meters into the air and coat their blades. Healers, though, they are permanently restricted. They biologically cannot coat a weapon with aura. But because a healer's magic is entirely internal, their bones become immensely dense. A totally fragile-looking healer could easily win an arm wrestling match against a muscular civilian. No contest. And the biology gets so much more brutal. Since a healer's magic is internal, self-healing can trigger incredibly fast, in just 400 milliseconds. But here's the horrifying reality check. The human nervous system registers pain in just 30 milliseconds. So even if a top-tier healer instantly regrows a severed arm, they still have to feel the absolute agonizing pain of the amputation first. It is such a grim, hyper-realistic take on fantasy healing.
Section 5. The monster threat scale.
So all these strict rules are put to the test against a truly terrifying threat scale. The math for survival here is absolute. A baseline fodder class can wipe out an entire village. A hazard class, you need dense aura just to scratch its hide. A disaster class forces a literal national emergency. But a calamity? Fighting a calamity isn't about bravery. It's a brutal, calculated process of slowly chipping away at its armor, all while its toxic miasma melts your lungs and the very mana potions keeping you alive slowly destroy your stomach lining.
Section 6. Breaking the system. Which finally brings us back to our zero mono anomaly,
Kian Aster. When 12 elite assassins infiltrated Kian's mansion one night, they were found completely neutralized by morning. A terrified gate guard testified that Kian never even woke up, predicting exactly where and how they would strike. The whole world genuinely believes Kian laid invisible spatial traps. The truth? He was literally just asleep, completely oblivious to the danger, while a series of impossible coincidences basically took out the assassins for him.
The Adventurers Association truly believes Kian solved a localized crisis by rapidly calculating the refractive index of a shattered mirror to create a spatial vacuum, which earned him the first double promotion to level 8 in history. Kian's actual reality? He was just annoyed by a crying merchant, bought the guy's literal garbage to shut him up, accidentally dropped it in a canyon, and inadvertently triggered a magical anomaly. His terrifying, legendary reputation is built entirely on the most hilarious universe-alta misunderstandings imaginable. So how far can a guy with absolutely zero magic fake his way to the top in a world bound by intense, unforgiving fantasy physics? The way this story perfectly blends deep, mathematical magic systems with pure, unadulterated comedy is amazing. If you want to know more about this unique world and see how one sleepy guy accidentally breaks all the rules, download the web novel app right now and search for My Certification Level Keeps Rising, but All I Do Is Laze Around. You can see the exact title right there. Again, search for My Certification Level Keeps Rising, but All I Do Is Laze Around on the web novel app. Go check it out.